Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's special episode on My PI Dream. Special, I am saying, because we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the events that are happening here in our local area. As you all know, we have a volcano that's very close to where we live here in Batangas, specifically in Lipa City, where we live right here. We are about 21 kilometers away from Taal Volcano. And if you remember from our episodes last year, the major eruption that we had of that volcano, well, there are some things that are starting to give some indicators right now that maybe you might want to be aware of if you haven't already seen it inside the news. Let's go ahead and get today's episode started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. We have a lot of viewers around the world who have family in the local area around here, and one of the ways that they can reach out and see what's going on in the local area is to kind of watch our vlog here. So what I want to do is I want to show you from our perspective the things that we're seeing, because a lot of times things that are happening locally here in the Philippines you don't see in places like the United States, or maybe in places of Europe, or if you're over in Southwest Asia working like an OFW, you don't really get to see those. So a lot of our viewers and subscribers, they like to get the latest updates. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you some of the updates that we're receiving here locally, both from the national alerts that we're getting via the telephone. You know, those emergency beeps that come on, and then you get to see what they're saying is happening in the local area, as well as some of our notifications that we're getting from the national level here in the Philippines that give us advisories. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got here. Now, the first thing I want to do, for those of you who are not aware how close we are actually to the volcano, we are 21 kilometers away. 21 kilometers is, I'm thinking, just a little under 10 miles away from the center of the volcano here. Where we are in Lipa City, as opposed to the volcano in Taal. It sits in the center of Taal Lake. The little dot that you'll see to the right on the map that's coming up comes off of our weather station that we report here. The little dot to the right, that is us, and then you'll see to the left, you'll see where we are in proximity to the volcano. And then I'll show you some places that are in high vulnerability to any of these events, things like eruptions or gases or anything that come up around the volcano, mainly because of the way that the wind blows, the prevailing winds that we have here during this time of year and pretty much all year round, and as well as how close they are on the side of the lake to the volcano. So let's go ahead and start right now, and let's take a look at that map. And on the map you can see where Taal Volcano is in where we are. Laurel just to the northwest, Agoncillo to the southwest of the volcano, and then Lemery again to the southwest. These are areas that really got hit hard during the 2020 eruption in January 2020. Now, this is an advisory, the Taal Volcano advisory, and this was something that I sent out to people here in our community. And it basically says, and this is as of the 28th of June, this was just a few days ago, and it's really talking about the smog or the VOG that's a result of the volcanic SO2 gas emission from the main crater of Taal Volcano. And we've been noticing that here, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, what Ness and I have really been experiencing. It says, for the past 2 days, high levels of volcanic sulfur dioxide or SO2 gas emissions and steam-rich plumes that rose as much as 3 kilometers high have been observed from the Taal main crater. And it talks about how much of this is up inside the air. But the main thing, the next paragraph says, VOG is a type of air pollution that's caused by volcanoes. It consists of fine droplets containing volcanic gas such as SO2, which is acidic and can cause irritation of the eyes, throat, and respiratory tract, and in severities depending on the gas concentrations and durations of exposure. Particular here is people particularly sensitive to such ill effects are those with health conditions such as asthma, lung, and things like that. Now, I kind of ran through that really quick, but we're going to talk more about that. Now, this is an advisory just this morning, I received just this morning, and it's talking about as a result for the people to be prepared for evacuation, as well as we have raised our alert to alert level 3, and we're going to talk about alert level 3 because we've been in alert level 2 for like the last year here. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about each one of these items. Now, there are 3 things that people should be concerned with in the local area around Taal, and that's specifically in those 2 areas that are the closest to the volcano, and that's over in the Lemery and in the Angoncillo area. And one of them is a term called preautomagmatic eruption, which is occurring, well, it actually occurred yesterday. We had 2 eruptions, basically blast, and what causes that is when the magma comes up from the center of the volcano, and if there is water resting inside, which is what we have, like a lake in the side of the volcano, and when the magma strikes the water, it causes like an explosion, a big explosion inside there. And we had 2 of those that happened yesterday. I'm going to show you a picture here right now of the one that happened yesterday that was captured, because we have sensors and we have cameras that are monitoring what's going on inside the volcano as we speak. Now, the second thing we have to be concerned about are gases. Those SO2 gases that were shown in the advisory yesterday, because they can be of health concerns. And lastly, the third item has to do with basically earthquakes. And we had several earthquakes yesterday that were centered right around the volcano, and I believe the one of the highest magnitude was a 5.8 magnitude in that area. But you can see that there's a lot of unrest going on, and there's something going on inside of the volcano that should be of concern to the people in the Batangas area. Now, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm just going to try to get a drone shot to fly from our backyard right here. As far as it will let me fly, maybe we can get a little bit of a view of the volcano area, the lake in the volcano area. But because there's so much stuff in the air right now, it's kind of a fog haziness. I'm not sure the quality of the video that we'll get, but we'll go ahead and try that. So I just went inside and I checked, and the batteries are both low on both the drones. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to deviate a little bit and adjust here. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the batteries charged up, but Ness and I are going to talk a little bit about what we've been experiencing here, because this is part of today's episode. Now, over the past week, I think we've both been experiencing pretty much the same thing, which kind of goes along with what the advisor is saying about the eyes, stuff inside that, irritation of the eyes. I
have irritation of the eyes. I have irritation of the throat.
Well, I have irritation of the throat too, and coughing. You have no idea in this episode that I've already edited so far.
And I'm always on the verge of my asthmatic attack.
Yeah.
So I have to have my inhaler with me at all times, in case.
So she's flaring up. She's flaring up with her asthma, and as I was just about to say, I've already edited some of today's episode, but I had to cut out so many parts because I've been coughing. I've been coughing that I don't normally have this issue when I'm doing a video here. So it's obvious that there is something inside the air, and we both have talked about it. You can taste it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a sulfuric emission is what's those SO2 it's a sulfuric acid is what it is.
Sulfuric acid.
And I will tell you, it's very prominent, especially if you lick your teeth. You can taste it tastes like a sulfuric.
You can feel in the tongue.
I would say sulfuric metallic kind of a taste. You can taste inside your mouth, and it's very prominent, especially when you walk outside. Hence the advisory that's saying try to avoid being outside as much as possible. Now, I do notice when we're down in the basement, it's much better down in the basement. The air is much clearer inside the basement.
And the second floor is worse.
The second floor is worse because we have air ventilation that goes. It's just like open space. It goes from our north side windows to our south side, and it just flows through. And I think it's bringing that SO2 gases inside there. So it's very obvious. So if you are in the proximity of the volcano, you're probably going to really notice that. And I will tell you, I spoke earlier about prevailing winds.
Okay.
And most of the time the prevailing winds comes from either the southeast or the east or and it's kind of blowing the opposite way. So those people in the Lemery area and the Angosillo area, I'm sure they're experiencing a lot more of the smell of the gases and the taste of the gases and maybe the health conditions as much more than we are over here. And we're 21 kilometers away.
They said that the impact would be worse than last year, probably because of the gases.
Maybe. So anyway, what I'm going to do, we're wrapping up this portion right here, and I think we're going to close from right here. We'll close, but the ending video today, whatever drone video I can get, I'm going to attach after our closing right here. I'm not sure how close it will be able to get, or even if we'll be able to say anything, but we'll try to put some drone video in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it informative, and if you have family that's somewhere around the world and you want to point them in the direction, we will continue to try to give updates. Any changes inside this condition, we will post the latest updates for your situational awareness. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MyPI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen, and if you click that notification bell, you will be notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. Ingat! If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.